Two men who do not need a full-page ad to sing their praises are Dick Gregory and Paul Mooney. I caught up with them between shows at the festival. When you hear post-racial, what's the first thing you think of when you hear we're in a post-racial America?
America's not in a post-racial. That'll never happen. It's habit, and white people are habit creatures. I think people misjudge white people in a lot of ways. I don't think race is a big deal with white people. I really don't. I think it's all a pretense, you know, because they created that environment, the racial environment, you know, the jokes. I mean, if you watch white folks' old movies and old cartoons and old magazines and read their, you know, go read their books and from a long time ago, they've always made fun of anybody who wasn't white. You know, they've always got a joke out of it. They always find it very funny. They always find it very comical.
So when you flip it,
yeah,
you're saying,
I just think basically they can dish, but they can't take it. That's just how I feel about it. Or maybe they can take, I don't, sometimes they confuse me. Sometimes they laugh, they don't laugh. They, you know, it all depends on what makes them comfortable, what time is, what fits for them, what works for them.
When you talk about uncomfortable, I want to bring in Dick Gregory right now. Now here's somebody, Dick, come on in. The two of you can truly make folks uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think we work well together.
We do, and you know, really, what is uncomfortable? You know, you go back and you look at all the Bob Hope jokes, and you could tell when he's going to talk about a black princess walking down the street and saw this bebopper the other day. and so if you look, you see, people look at us, but there's a slew of young white and black comics that's coming out there, and they don't care. They get up on that stage because what they're talking about is today's time. Today's time, a new rhythm. That's what they're talking about. And here's the genius. He brings from back there all the way up to here and then go beyond.
I just interviewed Ice-T about his new documentary, Something Out of Nothing, The Art of Rap. And he talked about, it's an art. You talk about genius. This isn't just you just hop up on the stage and just start spouting stuff off. There's a real art to what you do.
The greatest laugh you ever had in your life didn't come from professional comedians. It come from friends and relatives. When you're talking about comedy, that's a timing. That's a timing. And so when you look at what Ice-T on rap go all the way back to Africa. When there wasn't no instruments. Boom, bam, boom, boom, bam, bam. And if you look at the black folks in college doing the steps, the difference was in Africa, way back there, you rapped what was happening in the local environment. They had no instruments. And then all the ones that come up, you hear people talking about these rappers, what they talk like. I'm 80 years old. There ain't been a new cuss word invented since I was born. You know? So where do they hear it?
Comedians I talk to talk about your genius. Who is it today you like to listen to? You want to hear do comedy?
Today?
Today.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Him.
And him.
So this current generation.
Don't ask.
No. Reason I asked, because you in your book you talked about Dave Chappelle being on the show, things along those lines. I'm just curious, for you, who do you say, if I had to drop down $25, I want to go pay to hear that cat do?
Well, they're all dead. The ones I like.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you got time to go see somebody else's show, you ain't working.
But no, they're all dead. I mean, Flip Wilson's gone. Slappy White is gone.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor's gone.
You see, I didn't like none of them.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor. Slappy White was trying to behave. He come out with a white glove and a black glove. A white glove and a black glove.
What's the other one that used to sell drugs in Vegas? He's gone, the big fat one.
George Kirby?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Yeah.
But
also,
you know, nigga came to me and told me he was George Kirby.
well, he didn't only sell drugs, he still used them. But you know, it's like you know, what commentators do you like to listen to? You understand? They're all different. See, when I was a little boy, I thought whiskey was whiskey. I didn't know it was bourbon, scotch, wine. And then as you get up here, then you see the breakdown, and he's at the head of the class.
Got to ask you this, and I did a piece in Ebony magazine on the county issue. I said, who was the funniest person in your life who was a non-comedian, who was just flat out funny? One guy talked about a guy who was a tailor he worked with. This dude was just funny.
Uncle Dudlow. Oh, we got them in, all of them's in the family.
Uncle Dudlow.
All of us have them.
For you. Somebody, friend, family member, whatever, at this cat, never been on stage, but just funny. Just flat out funny.
Nigger Bob.
Yeah.
Nigger Bob was real funny.
And that is?
He was just funny because he was Nigger Bob. And he just get up and just talk about everybody.
Anything.
Yeah, just anything.
You could drop a glass and he could talk about it for 30 minutes.
Got to go political. If you had one question sitting in front of President Obama, what would you ask him?
I need a cosigner for the new car I'm going to get. That's what I'd ask him to be my cosigner. You said the one question.
One question.
Okay.
I would say stop making white people mad. He pisses white people off. He just does. That's his gift. That's his gift as a black man. He makes white people very angry, and he does it on purpose. You know that by the people he picks to be in office.
Yes.
I had made a prediction. I said he's going to make a midget head of the army.
I love it. I love it. Now, if I had my way, I'd tell him I have to dress him for you. I'd give him a conch and some shoes with bunion pads on them. See, they're used to that.
Last question for both of you. Is there any other thing that you would have liked to do in your life other than comedy?
Anything other than make people laugh?
Right.
No.
Not me.
No. Like what? What would you suggest?
Not suggesting, just asking.
But remember, we didn't choose it. We didn't come up and say, I'm going to be a comic. You got people saying, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be a dancer.
Right.
Nobody ever walked out the crib
That's
first and second
funny.
grade talking about, I'm going to be a comic.
That reminds me of when they asked Miles Davis, they said, if you had 15 minutes to live, what would you do? And he said, choke a white man to death. Now, that's a hell of a statement. I mean, no, I'm not, this is true. I'm not making this up. I'm not that good.
Okay, Paul, so if you had 15 minutes to live, what would you do?
If I had 15 minutes to live,
What would you do?
I wouldn't choke somebody to death. I wouldn't do that. But let me see. How about drowning them? Okay, teasing, because your show's so serious. Teasing.
No, trust me. We are not serious every single Sunday.